I want to talk to you about how to fire a client from your coaching business. Now, you might be thinking this is a very negative title, but it's not because you are running a business and you have to have the latitude to actually accept a client or reject a client. This is really important to kind of have a healthy relationship with your client base in the future. So, I want to share with you how to fire a client from your coaching business. And I want to really let me give you the overview here. First of all, let's talk about when to fire a client. Let's talk about timing here. I mean, firing clients is rarely fun, that's for sure. But unfortunately, it comes with the territory of being your own boss. Unlike finding new clients, coaches rarely dream of the day they can fire a client, right? They're thinking about revenue. But just like clients can fire you, you have every right to fire a client when the client relationship no longer works for you. Because we have to think about coaching as a business, and if you think about coaching as a business, you got to really set clear boundaries. So if you're not sure whether or not you should fire a client, here are some signs to look out for. First of all, your coaching client is always trying to lowball you, trying to play games with you, trying to razzle dazzle you. Okay, that's really a big no-no. I mean, you've taken the time to establish your pricing, and whether your offer is a low ticket or a high ticket price, your prices are your prices. I want to insist on that. Your prices are your prices. Some potential clients may decide to haggle with you about those prices. It's up to you to stand your ground, especially if you offer signature packages. After all, previous clients paid a certain price, so it wouldn't be really fair to them if you gave a discount, especially a steep discount, to anyone who just asked for it, right? You are a small business and need to stay afloat somehow. It's all about cash inflows and cash outflows. I want you to always remember that. So you are entitled to give discounts if it feels right for you. But once someone becomes your client and signs your contract, both parties should respect the agreement. When you have a client who constantly fights with you to lower the price of your sessions or get a discount on the next session, this can get draining really quickly. Here's the thing. Your client signed the agreement and as a result, they said they agreed to your prices. At this point, arguing over your pricing shouldn't be even a question, really. Think about it, right? So just imagine one thing. Imagine going to your car dealership every single month after buying a car and asking for a discount on this month's car payment. That's crazy. So you do not want to have something like that. So if you have a situation where a client is constantly trying to lowball you, this could be an opportunity, or this could be a scenario whereby you want to fire their ass. So second, if your client exhibits narcissistic behavior, I mean, you have a lot of clients who are narcissistic. That shouldn't be a problem, right? I mean, nobody's perfect, right? You can have a client who is narcissistic, and others are not. But the thing is not about the whole narcissism. It's about how they go about it. Because narcissistic clients believe everything is all about them. In the case of coaching, yes, your coaching service is about helping them, but you still have boundaries that all your clients should respect. And I want you to really understand that you have to enforce those boundaries. So difficult clients, narcissistic clients, could be those who are constantly rude to you, even when you're trying to coach them. In other cases, they could go on and on and on and on and on about how other coaches have done a terrible job helping them. That's crazy, right? Trying to make you feel bad. Here you are a coach. You're trying to really help them out, and they are in return trying to really bring you down. That's crazy. Now, here's a hint. If several coaches failed to help a client, perhaps the coaches are not the issue. There are a few clients out there who are not ready to work with a coach. I'm not really trying to really like insult them or whatever. It's just human nature. That's what it is. I mean, if you have a product, maybe your product is not for everyone. It's the same thing. Coaching is a business, and if your coaching product is not for everyone, that's okay. And other ways that this can manifest is actually going directly against your terms, like paying invoices late or always using the wrong method of communication to contact you. So this type of behavior is one of many red flags to look out for in a bad client. In any case, you should always think about what's best for you. You should absolutely not retain a client who is rude to you or crosses your boundaries. Now, I know that's easier said than done, right? When you lack confidence, which can happen to coaches at all levels, narcissistic clients can take that as a sign that they can walk all over you. And once a client relationship starts this way, it's very difficult to reassert yourself. Remember, you deserve to work with your ideal clients from the start. And so, if you want to save this type of client relationship, you need to clearly establish your boundaries and let them know these boundaries are non negotiable. Remember, you are running a business. Your coaching business is a business, and you got to really think about it that way. And you got to really act in a certain capacity so that your clients know that you are running a business. Next, if your client does not respect your time, time is money, right? So if you want to really monetize your time and you just kind of realize that a client is playing games with you, the client is ghosting you when you call them, or the client is just showing disrespect for your time, that's bad. This is a tough one because a client who doesn't respect your time is not necessarily a toxic client per se and can otherwise be lovely and easy to deal with. But the thing is, this doesn't mean a lack of respect for your time isn't a problem. Because remember, you are running a business. I want to insist on that because sometimes people listen to this videos, they think that coaching is just something you do on the side. No, you have a lot of coaches in this world who are full-time coaches. So this is a business. So as a business owner, time is money for you. This particular client may constantly show up late to your sessions, drag out the sessions longer than they should last, and contact you outside of your specified hours. Raise your hand if you've had a client text you in the middle of the night, right? So clients who don't respect your time don't always mean to do harm, and they're not the most difficult clients. Some people naturally don't keep track of time as much as others. So just be wary of unreasonable expectations your client may have of you, right? Good clients will not overstep your boundaries and will respect your time. Okay? So one way to solve this is to be clear about boundaries when you sign a new contract with a client. It's all about being transparent upfront, right? Setting clear boundaries ensures that you are both on the same page and will also limit such bad behavior. Sometimes a quick and polite reminder to show up on time or contact you during the right hours will be enough, especially if this client didn't realize that what they were doing is actually not appropriate. But if this issue constantly comes back, it may be time to actually fire this client. Another reason why you might want to fire a client is that if you feel like you should fire your client, I mean, it's one of those things where I can't really put words into it. But the thing is that you have to trust your gut feeling. It's all about your intuition. How do you feel, right? Here's the thing. You can look for all the reasons in the world to fire a client, right? You can go back and forth, wondering whether this is the right thing to do. But when you start dreading your sessions with a particular client, or if you notice that this client is taking more energy from you than you believe is fair, then that is really a strong reason for you to pull the plug on your working relationship with him or her. Because see, the whole thing is that when we speak about coaching client relationship, it has to be a mutually beneficial relationship. So basically, you give the client your energy, and he or she gives back to you a certain level of energy, right? And at some point, it has to be a mutually beneficial rapport. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time and money and resources. You don't need to wait until your client checks one of the items that I just told you a little earlier to actually fire the client. If this feels right to you, it's time to go ahead and do it, even if it's difficult to do so. Just make sure you are discerning the difference between a bad client and a challenging client. As coaches, some clients can be more challenging than others, that's for sure, and that happens all the time. But it doesn't mean they are bad clients. Okay? Don't really confuse them with bad clients. It only means that they have bigger challenges to overcome, and they need you more than ever. But the thing is, you got to ask yourself, Are you actually feeling drained after each session, or are you feeling energized? Challenging clients are your ticket to leveling up your coaching abilities. If you only took the easiest clients and fired those who needed your help the most, you would actually stay stuck in the same place forever. Think about it. Someone with extra difficulties or challenges to overcome can also be a great client. It depends on the attitude the client has. So what's the strategy here? So we are still having a conversation about how to fire a client from your coaching business. So how do you fire a client nicely? Well, if you have decided that a client relationship is no longer worth salvaging, then it's really time to pull the trigger and fire them. It may be a tough call, but it will be a beneficial one for you in the long run. So does that mean that you should come in guns blazing and be rude and abrasive when you do? No, no, no. You can be polite, you can be courteous, you can be professional. Remember that as a coach, you are a professional. You are running a business. This means what? It means all communications with a client should remain professional even when you are letting them go. This is a business relationship, okay? And that way, you will have nothing to feel bad about once everything is done. And you will also mitigate the risk of ex-clients bad mouthing you to their network. You would probably feel peeved too if your own coach, suddenly started screaming at you to let you know that they no longer want anything to do with you, right? This is human nature. So you got to always put yourself in your client's shoes. So if you know any coaches who would be a better fit for your clients, gather their information to suggest them as an alternative. Of course, you don't have to find another coach for your client, especially if you are dealing with a very narcissistic client. You can actually take several approaches to nicely and respectfully fire bad clients. And by the way, when I say bad, this is in a very respectful way, okay? Bad, quote unquote, of course. So here is how to break up with a client in a way that shows mutual respect. For example, you can really allude to the no longer the right fit, a change in circumstances, or a new phase in your business. So when I speak about no longer the right fit, explain that you believe that you are not the ideal coach for their current situation, and that you believe both of you will benefit from ending the working relationship. You can also talk about a change in circumstances. Tell your client that your current life situation has changed and you will now be unable to help them moving forward due to personal circumstances. This is actually our favorite. And you can also talk about a new phase in your business. Let your client know that going forward, you are making changes in your business, heading in a new direction, and taking on new projects. As a result, you will no longer be able to help them and are terminating their relationship. This is especially true for clients who do not respect your time. Your new business values may demand a more strict way to manage your time, which will not work with this type of client. So no matter what, always avoid blaming the client during the exchange, as burning bridges is never a good idea. You should always also avoid getting into an argument about your decision. Be firm about your choice and make it clear that your decision is final and that you want to actually part ways. So let me share with you a few templates. We'll put this on the screen so you have a clear idea of what I'm speaking about. I want to first start with the no longer a good fit sort of letter. So here we'll put everything on the screen so you have you know exactly what I'm talking about. So you say, hi, name. I have appreciated working with you over the past amount of time, right? I've given this a lot of thought, and I have come to the conclusion that perhaps we're not the best fit to work together to help you achieve the goal that your clients want to achieve. This wasn't an easy decision, but it is important to me that you find a coach who will be on the same page as you and can meet your expectations. And the last sentence is optional. I would be happy to put you in contact with someone in my network who would be a better fit if you wish. Greeting and signature. Very straightforward. Nothing really complicated. Nothing really long too. It has to be really simple and straightforward. This is for no longer a good fit, let's say scenario. What about a change in circumstances? Well, here you have hi, name. It has been an honor working with you thus far. Over the past period of time, I've had several changes in my life situation, and as a result, I will need to make some changes in my client base to establish a new work-life balance. Unfortunately, as of you put the date there, I will no longer be able to work with you. I'm thankful for our time working together, and I appreciate your understanding of this business decision. Remember, this is not a personal decision. This is a business decision. And optional, you can also say, I know you would still like to work on their specific goal, so I will be happy to put you in touch with someone in my network who offers similar coaching services if you wish. Right? Greeting and signature. Pretty straightforward. Once again, very simple, very polite, and nothing, no drama, no emotion, whatever. And here is a change in your business direction scenario. What kind of template you can send the client real fast. So, hi, it's been an honor working with you thus far. During the past period of time, I've been evaluating my small business and have come to the conclusion that I need to head in a new business direction. Unfortunately, this means I'll no longer be offering specific coaching service package or pricing. As of you put the date there, I will no longer be able to work with you. Please know that I'm thankful for your time working together, and I appreciate your understanding. And again, optional, you can say that I would love to refer you to someone in my network, and you put the greetings and signature. Pretty straightforward too. So you can see that those three scenarios are pretty straightforward, really polite, and very clear also. So what are the best practices here? So I want to share with you the best practice for firing existing clients. So you made the tough call to get rid of a difficult client, right? But what are your responsibilities to make sure that you end the client relationship on good terms? You want to have an honest conversation. Very important. You want to make sure the message gets through, and you want to complete any outstanding work and share the news in a timely manner, and you want to offer other options. So when I speak about having an honest conversation, you made the right decision, that's for sure. So you got to be firm about it, and don't let the client try to actually persuade you against it, like trying to really razzle dazzle you and trying to really be like no, don't get emotional about it. Avoid the blame game, and while it's okay to share the truth, blaming the client for doing something wrong isn't going to get you anywhere. It could cause bad feelings. And remember, people talk. People talk all the time. You don't want to ruin any future endeavors, and you also do not want to burn bridges. You never know. You just never know. Make sure the message gets through. So if you send an email using one of the simple scripts that I just gave you a little earlier, but don't hear anything, be sure to follow up with a phone call. You want to make sure the client actually received your communication and doesn't just think that you are ghosting them. You also want to complete any outstanding work and share the news in a timely manner. The right time to end the client relationship is probably not in the middle of a big project. There should be a transition period between firing a client and closing client relationships completely. Keep your promises and close up anything you agreed upon before you give the client the news, right? That will solidify your professional reputation. And also, you want to offer other options. As you saw in the last three samples that I read to you, you're always offering options. Don't leave your client hanging. Suggest other coaches you think they could bond well with. It will bring you good karma and help you leave the client with a bad feeling. Not leave the client. It will help you not leave the client with a bad feeling about you, right? It's all about not actually burning bridges. And one thing for sure, although firing difficult clients is challenging, both you and your client will benefit because life is too short for client relationships that don't serve you. Getting rid of problematic clients will give you the space and energy you need to find and work with your dream clients instead. Now you know exactly how to fire a client. You can comfortably let someone go without damaging your reputation or ability to find prospective clients. So go out there and build meaningful client relationships that make you feel good. So in conclusion to this conversation, I share with you how to fire a client from your coaching business. I give you the overview, the strategy, the templates, and the best practices. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.